doesn't show it doesn't work quite the same way as the one in Firefox. So I think that the problem in Chrome is of a different kind.
Okay, that's kind of weird too. But anyway, let's start, since you're here, let's start the morning scrum then. So this is, good morning everyone, this is the morning scrum for Agile Ventures projects. It's Yaro and Sly here in the Hangout. So, Sly, let's start with you. Have you started any work on any projects so far?
Not yet. I've been preparing for starting work on website 1, and I've talked with Nikita about assigning me some story, but that was at the end of the week last week. So I'm going to start today working on the story that I have.
Okay, that's cool. Have you chosen a story?
I'm sorry?
Do you know which story you want to work on?
Yeah, the story that he assigned to me was the story about refactoring our spec. It's at the bottom of the current tasks list. Yeah.
I can see this. All right. Okay. So spec use projects update syntax to our spec 3. So you will be refactoring the projects, the view specs for projects, right?
Sure.
Right. Okay. So do you have a good idea of what to do?
Yeah, we've discussed it, and I am aware of the task that I have to do, and I will start it as soon as possible, and will contact someone here, probably Nikita again, if I have some questions about the refactoring and using Factory Girl.
Okay, excellent. Well, just feel free to ask any questions on Slack. I'm usually around. Hopefully, I will be able to help. If you want to pair, I'm also around most of the day. So just post a link into Slack, ask a question, and if you want to pair, just let me know and we can pair on something, on Aspect or any other story.
Okay, cool. Yes, I was actually thinking about pairing. I will take my time to get in the code better, and then we'll probably ask for pairing with someone to see how am I doing and discuss some possible features.
Actually, pairing is like really beneficial when you don't know anything about the project and when you know a lot about the project.
Yeah.
So to be honest, when you don't know anything about the project, pairing is really good because that can get you up to speed really quickly. I mean, it's a lot quicker than doing it just by yourself. So don't be like don't be shy in asking people to pair because you don't know the code base. Because many people don't know it. It's okay.
Okay, cool.
That's what we pair for. So. Come in and no problem. If I have time, if anybody else have time, we can quickly go through things and show you things around. You'll get up to speed a lot quicker.
Okay, cool. So I'll be up to it, and I have actually one question about the pairing. I had the impression that pairing is done entirely by Google Hangouts. And I had some link from Nikita that shows some records of Sam Joseph, I think, that show they actually sometimes use some third-party sites for sharing the source code. So how is actually pairing done?
Well, what I got it, you're using Ubuntu. And what are you coding in? Which editor?
I'm using Sublime.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, well there are several ways we can pair, but whichever way we use, we prefer to make a recording of the pairing session. And the best thing to make a recording with is Google Hangouts.
Sure.
So usually, so one way of doing it, we start a Hangout, and then we just do screen share. One user shares his screen. He does the first iteration of the coding, then he commits, and the second user shares his screen, and then he continues coding in the same place, and then he commits. That's called the ping pong.
Okay, so they're committing their changes at the repository of one of the users that should be added to the other user before the start of the pairing.
Yeah, so basically me and you come into the pairing session, we add each other as our remotes to our local repos. And then, I write the test, I commit it to my repo, you pull the changes from my repo to yours, you write the implementation, you write the test, commit it to your repo, I pull the changes, and so on.
Okay, sure.
Another way of doing it, although it is only available to people using console editors like Vim or Emacs, things like that, is using a Tmax session. So basically, you SSH into my machine, and we just share the session. We'll share the terminal, and you and me work in the same terminal. And if we have so if we have an editor inside the terminal, we just type in the same editor. That's not possible with Sublime, unfortunately.
Okay, sure. And could you tell me, from your opinion, what's the preferred way for most of the people that are pairing in this project in particular?
Well, Hangouts is the preferred choice. We have chosen the Hangouts platform to host all our sessions there.
Okay, cool.
And
sure.
It's working well. I'm not quite sure why you're having that issue with your Chrome, but overall, Hangouts have been working really well for the last year, I would say.
Yeah, sure. I have the same impression, and Chrome is a Google browser, so it should really have no problem. But I recently started having those problems with the Chrome.
Okay, it's kind of weird. But wait a second. You're on Ubuntu, so do you have Chrome or do you have Chromium?
I have both, but I've used Chrome for the Hangouts try that I gave 5 minutes ago.
All right. Okay. Well, kind of weird, I must say, but give it a go. Maybe try updating your Chrome for the latest version. See how that goes.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I will try it. Although I have no problem using Hangout with Firefox when the Hangout is hosted from another user, though. So I was just trying to start a Hangout at the morning because I'm not sure the user's name, but someone at the Slack last week asked for someone to host the Euro-Asia scrums because he's going to be away.
Yeah.
And I saw this morning that no one had started it and decided to start it, but
I will look into that issue today. Hopefully I'll get it fixed very soon, and you'll be fine by using Firefox. I'm pretty sure what the problem is, so we'll check. I will check it out.
Okay, I couldn't say if that's something urgent, because hopefully there's going to be someone else that's going to host the EuroScrum, because I'm pretty new to this and I'm not sure even if I am the right person to host a Hangout.
That's absolutely okay. The only requirement for the person to host a Hangout is his will to do it. That's it. So, if you're happy to do it, you're free to do it, and it's not exactly difficult. You just ask people what's going on. I mean, the whole idea of the Scrum is just for the Scrum Master, like for me in this particular case, is to ask you what have you been working on? Do you have any problems? What do you want? What are you planning to work on? Do you need any help? That's about it.
Okay, cool.
So let's get on with Scrum then. And then since it's only me in here, I might just update what's going on website 1. So we had some pull requests coming into website 1. Let me just share my screen and show you what pull requests are there. Okay, so most of other projects are quite slow at the moment because people are away on vacations and things like that. Right, we have a few pull requests submitted in the last couple of days. We have this long-going pull request by some Pretty, which is basically refactoring. We have a pull request by Nikita to implement an editor, for our projects on website 1. By the way, do have a look at this implementation by Nikita, because he's waiting for some feedback.
No, I didn't. I didn't get the pull requests information, but I'll look at it in the track.
Just browse through, so you'll know what's happening. What people have been developing. So if you go into the Nikita's, if you go into Nick's pull request, and you see it says here to see in action, to go his Heroku instance. And then if we go to projects and we open up a project, he implemented this editor to edit the project description, because at the moment our project description is just plain text and we want it to stand out a little bit. So the idea is to implement an editor here, so we can make it bigger. Let's make it a bigger font, I guess. Make it 12 and save. And we get a lovely description, nice and big there. So have a look at this editor that Nick has implemented. If you see any issues with it, if you like it, if you don't like it, just drop a line in his pull request saying, Nick, I like it, because that's the way it's done. Usually when we implement something, we're waiting for feedback from other users. If they like it, we merge it into the main project. If we don't like it, we do something else about it. I'll just drop a line here for Nick. Right, so I just want him to add a direct link so people don't have to search for it. Like, I happen to know you have to go to project, you have to go here, and you have to go there.
Yeah.
Let's just ask him to add this link here, like this. Okay. Right, what else? Also, we have pull requests by John Gilbert fixing a bug in the events in the functionality for creating an event. And this also we have by Craig, we have a pull request which is all about when you do a login, so you come back to the same page and you don't come back to the account, to the profile page. And also there is a big pull request from me, which is basically implementing a list of active Hangouts. So we'll be able to go to website 1 and see all the active Hangouts at the moment on website one, and we'll be able to choose, to see that this Hangout belongs to this project. It's been hosted by this guy there. There are these participants there, so we can just have a look, and if we like it, we click join, and we join the session with these people.
Okay, cool.
So that is under review. Brian will be reviewing that, and hopefully we should get that merged pretty soon. So that's pretty much it. Nothing else happening. I don't have any problems at the moment, and I will be continuing. I will be covering my pull request with some tests today, basically polishing off this pull request. And I'll be available to pair, so if anybody comes in and wants to pair, I'll be able to join.
Okay, cool.
That's about it.
Just one question. Am I able to see the others users pull requests for the project for the website one? Because I'm not really sure if I had to be added to.
Let me share the link. Let me share the link for you. Right, where is it?
But it's not needed to be added to some team or something like that on the GitHub project.
No, not at all, because our GitHub repo is open source. Anybody is able to read the source, learn the project. So I'm just going to send you into the group chat.
Okay.
So anybody can go in here and have a look at the pull requests.
Okay, cool. So I'll take a look at them as well.
Yeah, and that's how we usually have a discussion. So when somebody submits a pull request, inside here we have a discussion of what's going on. We can comment on the code. People can discuss which ways to do is better to do, which ways, things like that. So this is another place for discussion.
Okay, cool. I'll have it in mind.
Right, excellent. So I guess it's time to finish the Scrum. And any more questions?
No.
Okay, excellent. So I wish you good luck on starting on the refactoring story. And as I said, if you have any questions, just drop a line into Slack, and let's deal with it.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
All right, nice seeing you. By the way, Slav, what country are you from?
Bulgaria.